Good morning, guys. Don't get scared. Neither of us are wearing any makeup.
Especially me.
So James looks particularly scary this morning.
I do, don't I?
So we wanted to sort of, I suppose, start today off talking a little bit about all kind of pressures that people are under in life and things like that. And obviously we're very, very, very new to YouTube and to vlogging and things like that. And before we started it, we considered it for about 6 months, maybe even a little bit longer, maybe most of this current year. And I suppose not that it necessarily took us, the entire year to get the courage to do it, but it was more a case of, one, having the time to do it, and then I suppose to figuring out what we would actually do.
Yeah.
And obviously, before we started, we did think about and talk about the types of things that we would and wouldn't share on YouTube. But even beyond that, there were kind of things that I sort of thought to myself, I would never film without any makeup on, things like that. And that was, I suppose, before I started. And not that it was necessarily a vanity thing exactly. It was more a case of, I suppose, you just want to kind of put like your best foot forward all of the time. But then I suppose it's not exactly a true representation of your entire life to be like, to sort of come across, or to at least try and come across as this like perfect, sort of like perfectly made up person, or, kind of thing. And so one of the things that's become increasingly sort of obvious for me, particularly over the last couple of days and this past week, is as Christmas really, like, we're less than a week away to Christmas, is the kind of the pressures that we either put ourselves under or that we feel, I suppose from society or, whatever, whether they're real or just like self-imposed. And I think particularly when it comes to Christmas, there is this kind of, or at least I feel, there's a sense of trying to create this like picture perfect season and day, and even like the lead up, hello gorgeous, even the lead up to Christmas as well. And it's just not always possible or realistic. Sorry, Tilly really wants some cuddles. And so I suppose we're going to share with you today the not so perfect parts of our life. Just so, I suppose in one sense, to take some pressure off us, because, we're not perfect all the time. Nothing is perfect all the time. And I suppose it's always slightly easier to relax or to be nicer to yourself when you realize that not everybody is perfect and not everything is perfect all the time. So one, no makeup. We're in our I was going to say civvies, but we don't wear uniform anyway. We're in like tracksuit bottoms and stuff. And today today we have to clean our house, because basically, and we're going to share with you how disgustingly dirty our house is right now. Every single room. In fact, I don't think there's a single room in our house that you could confidently say, yes, it is tidy in here. So, I suppose it's just, today we want to kind of take a breath for ourselves to sort of take the pressures away. Like, you've been really stressed out about Christmas presents for me.
Yeah.
And I've been saying to James had asked me months ago what I might like for Christmas. And I told him. I gave you kind of a selection. And just through various things, it just didn't work out what you'd hoped you might be able to get me for Christmas. And I was like, that's absolutely fine. It's not the end of the world. We're very fortunate in that we are able to treat ourselves throughout the year. So I actually have, I never want for anything. And, well, you still have Christmas presents. You're still asking me what do you want for Christmas? And I don't want that for either of us. I don't want you to be like, you know, trying to constantly buy things for me. And I don't want to try and have to come up with things for you to buy. I just want to take that, like, pressure away from us, and that so that we can just enjoy Christmas and each other, you know? Like, the one thing that I would love for Christmas, and I'm going to get very emotional right now, is about 2 months ago, one of our kittens passed away, or our kitten passed away. Well, he was more of a cat at that point. But we'd actually fostered him last year and decided last Christmas that we would adopt him. And he was actually my Christmas present from you. And he unfortunately got very sick very, very, very quickly and passed away within the week. And if I could have one thing for Christmas, it would be that he could come home to us. But obviously, that's not going to happen. Oh, sorry. And so, you know, it's not that nothing else would, you know, make a difference or anything like that. But, or it's not that I'm sort of like trying to be childish and say, oh, well, if I can't have that, I don't want anything. It's just that there is genuinely nothing else that I really, really want. And I don't want to sort of say, oh, buy me this just for the sake of having something to open when you already have something for me to open. So I think sometimes it's better just to take a breath and to realize, you know, that sometimes it's ourselves that puts all the pressure on it, and that's not good for us and stuff. No. At all. Sorry, now I'm going to look even more hideous and scare more people on YouTube. Not only do I have no makeup on, I have loads of blotchy eyes now as well. So yeah, so today we still have loads of stuff to do. And we're going to share with you, I'm actually slightly embarrassed to share with you the state of our house, but, you know...
It's not that bad, from a man's point of view.
From a man's point of view. From a woman's point of view, it's pretty bad.
Right.
But it's just to show you that it's a state, and we know in a couple of hours it's going to be clean. And it's going to look wonderful, and it always feels wonderful when we've cleaned the house. But just to show you that everybody is the same, and that, you know, because I watch a lot of YouTubers and they always seem to have picture perfect houses. But when you think about it, you often just get to see maybe one or two walls in a lot of people's houses, because you're getting pretty much the same view from them a lot of the time. Unless, like us, they walk around their house when they're talking. So yeah, will we do not so much a house tour, but a mess tour? Yeah? Okay, so I'm not sure how well this is going to turn up, or how much you'll see. But you can just see, what you doing?
Yeah, just over here.
Just a general, what do you mean over here? Oh yeah. So the fireplace, and it's just generally, this room isn't actually too bad. You've got full bins and messy couches and things. Obviously, we live here. Pardon me, I've got a hiccup. We live here with our pets, and, you know, we function here every day. So there is, dishes to put away, floors to clean, rubbish to put out. Oh, the dreaded utility room that's always just a disaster area. So it is. And just kind of general stuff all over the place. The curtains are still drying, although they are dry now. You know, clothes all over the place, beds that need to be changed, clothes to put away, office to tidy after a busy week, and little little cats to rub. Hi. dishes. Like, it's what you would expect in a house. This is the real house. And part of me, you know, washing to put away, bins to empty. Okay, this next room is our spare room, which is currently an explosion of Christmas presents. So, you can just see this is, I also use this as a laundry dryer as well. So that's the house. That is all of the stuff that we would normally hide from or ensure was perfectly spotless before anybody would be let into our home. But it's reality. And this is reality. So yeah, I suppose one of the things that we're going to focus on doing today is just being a little bit kinder to ourselves and the pressures that we face, not only for Christmas, but just in our daily lives as well, like work pressures and things like that. Everybody faces them. Everybody needs to take a breath. So I suppose as we come to an important part of the year and the end of the year, I suppose that's just something that we're going to focus on. And it might be something that you need to focus on too. Or maybe it would just help you to know that other people have similar struggles, anxieties, hang-ups. Like me not having makeup on camera is slightly physically sickening because it obviously is the very, very raw me, and you've also just seen me cry as well, which is also very raw. So yeah, we will also show you the house when we're finished tidying, so that you know we're not complete pigs. So we've just received the best Christmas card probably in the history of the world. Wouldn't you agree, James?
Yes, it's amazing.
For two very important reasons. So the first one being, I'm not sure if it's going to come up. So I have blanked out, this is our Christmas card. The reason it's the best in the world is it's addressed to Blah and James O'Reilly Murphy. As us. Yeah. Most of you won't know. James's surname is Murphy, and I was O'Reilly before I married James, but then I became a double barrel, so I'm Blaheen O'Reilly Murphy. James has remained Murphy, but my wonderful cousin, in addition to making James an O'Reilly Murphy, see here, the next line says, internet sensations. So, to my lovely cousin Caroline, her husband Stephen, and their gorgeous children Robin, Ava, and Fionn, thank you so much for the best Christmas card ever.
That's amazing.
Yes. Well, particularly for me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. So we're starting our recycling so that we have clean recycling bins for the Christmas, or when I say our recycling, I mean our bottle recycling. So we put our bottles into these bins in our garden, and when we get full, we empty them.